Good afternoon, tie-dye family. I have this size medium adult tee with the tail folded up in half. I'm about to fold this sleeve over onto this sleeve, so I'm going to cut it in half again. It will be in force at that point and ready to fold in the X pattern that young Santiago requested. Make sure all your wrinkles are out. It sometimes helps to run a yardstick up your fold to be sure that you have no wrinkles inside. And for this pattern specifically, it is important. The next thing you want to do for the X pattern is take your washable marker, lay your ruler on the diagonal from the center of the shirt where my finger is pointing at the moment to the top shoulder of the shirt where the other part of my ruler is. I'm going to draw on the fold line. I do want these folds to all be about the same height. So I'm going to mark every inch on the line that I just made. Going to use my hash marks on my line. I put them 1 inch apart. I'm going to use that as my fold markers. So these are going to be fairly large pleats. That's not true. These are going to be 1/2 inch pleats because I want the peak of that line that I just put on the each 1 inch mark to be at the top of each fold. To get that, the other half has to go down. At the moment, I'm taking each of my 1-inch lines where I want my peaks, and I'm folding that to help make it. These are really thick. By doing that, I'm helping to get the folds exactly the height I want them. Make sure you run your finger all the way under all the cloth as you're folding. That way you don't just have the top 2 layers in your fold. Notice I have the fold line facing me, drawing the shirt towards me. I find that easiest when it comes to making my pleats. I knew that if I didn't mark out my intervals, in this case 1 inch, then as I got further into where the thicker portions of the folds are, that my pleats might get bigger, which I have a tendency to do. And I wanted them nice and even. Sometimes I get to be too much of a perfectionist, but sure makes for some nice product. I will continue folding this line until I have all the dots on top like this. I'll be back. Alright, got the last of my line folded. Start sliding rubber bands then under your project. I always want one right on my fold line to start with to hold the project in place. Thank goodness when you have soaked your garment in soda ash and it's just damp, then you are able to get your folds to kind of stay put if you squeeze them tightly until you can get a rubber band on. Unlike a spiral, which you kind of have to hold in place with one hand while you reach for something to put on it. Trying to make sure I have the right size rubber bands so that I don't taco or have my folds fold in on themselves. And since he specifically asked for a blue X with golden yellow on the exterior, then I will probably use navy and Cerulean on his X, and then probably the Rit golden yellow, which is the only golden yellow that I have right now. As you can see, as I get towards the edge of my product, I am changing the size of the rubber band to fit my needs. Alright, have it tied and banded. My blue is going to go here, 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 and here. The rest of the shirt on the exterior portion will be yellow. See you at the dye table. Alright, I decided that since young Santiago requested navy for his X, then I'm going to do navy in the middle, both middle sections of this shirt. Because of the thickness of this fold, I will have to apply dye several times over again to be sure that it penetrates to the deepest of the folds. But I don't want it running everywhere, so I'm not going to put too much on at once. Next is Cerulean Blue, one of my all-time favorites from Dharma. I can already tell I'm going to have to reorder this one because I really like this color. Young Santiago and I were discussing what he wanted on this shirt. I found a place where I can get t-shirts for $3 every day. And so we were discussing what he wanted on this shirt. I had a shirt similar to the one I have on that day. He goes, well, I want an X, but he stopped for a minute like he wasn't quite sure how to say this. But not like yours, he says. And I went, oh, you mean you don't want it wig-wagged? It was a shirt similar to the one I have on. So, he wants an X. He's going to get an X. Navy blue, Cerulean blue. Now we're going to go with golden yellow for the outside of the shirt. So as you can see, Cerulean creeps really badly. I was trying desperately to stop that creep right there by pouring on the golden yellow. As I said a few minutes ago, this design by nature, because it is very thick, will require that I apply dye twice on this side, twice on the other side, before it's actually saturated through and then can be set to batch. It will batch for at least 24 hours. Come back for the rinse out. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day.